Welcome to Smart Business Show episode 132, I think, for September 8th. Today we're going to talk about levels of service and what service level do you provide. Well, it stems from, I guess, 3 people I know, and I'm going to mention one person's name because April's awesome and we love April. So the first one is a house sitter we hired last year, 2 years ago, and we hired them to watch over our house and watch over the dog because we were going on a canoe trip and had a bunch of kids in the canoe and it was just too much, especially with the baby. Like, my middle child was a baby then. She would have been just over one, about 1.5. And handling her plus a 5-year-old, I guess, 4-year-old, and the dog was just going to be a lot. And it was our first canoe trip with the kids. So it just felt a lot easier, to go spend 4 days and let the dog hang out at home with a friend of ours. And he did awesome. It was, the house was fine. The house was clean when we came back. The dog was exhausted. And so he took her out for hikes and it was great. So it was a decent level of service. Quite, more than adequate. Just good service. Then we hired one, this summer for similar reasons. We were going away for 2 weeks. We were staying in a campsite. I got my 1-year-old now. She was just turned 1 just after our trip, just before our trip. Anyway, and and we had a 4-person tent, and the dog does fit in there, but it's a little tight. And we've taken the dog backpacking with us, with the 5 of us already, and that's been fine. But doing it for 2 weeks, and we had to go to a wedding, so we had to leave the dog on the campsite, and we just decided, not this time. So we'll get someone to take care of the dog. And we did, and the person we used last time said yes, and then said they actually couldn't, kind of near the end, which was fine. A little disappointing, but couldn't. They had some family commitments they weren't aware of. And then they recommended someone for us, so we took them up on it because they've been recommended a few times. And I would say they were barely adequate. The dog wasn't dead. The house didn't burn down. But that's all I can say. From the fruit fly infestation that we came back to like the mounds of dog hair everywhere. Now my dog's 11. She's old, right? She's sleeping behind me. That's what she does all day. She's tired. She can get it on some mountain runs, but if it's too hot, if it's too hot, or if I'm going to a spot where there's not a lot of water, then she's just out. So I'd say barely adequate. And there's actually even poop in the toilet, which I suppose you forget to flush sometimes, but it was just like added to the stuff, right? And like food was like visibly disgusting in the fridge, like leaking. There's like rotten bananas on the top of the counter. Anyway, I'd say barely adequate. Barely adequate, only because the dog wasn't dead. Now the third person is our wonderful babysitter. Her name is April. She's amazing. And we'll come home from a date, and April will have done something like all the dishes and pulled the Vim out and cleaned our countertops and tidied stuff up and put any books away and tidied the books and cleaned the children's entire room of, I guess their older room of toys when the baby was still in our room, and vacuumed the entire house and dusted. And on and on and on, and the kids had fun, and they were in bed when we came home, and everything was clean. So there's 3 levels of service. 1, the old house sitter, good, just fine, nothing exceptional, but good. Came back happy, didn't have the whole bunch of extra work. Number 2, house sitter we just used, barely adequate, will not hire again. We actually had friends who were going to go away and said, "Oh, you just used this person. What did you think?" And we told them what we thought. So they did not use them. And then third is April, who's amazing, who's like, I love having April. Even though we pay her extra, she's just newly married, in college. Her husband's in college too, so they can use the extra money. They both work, but it's awesome. We love having her. Not only can she drive here, but we come and you're like, it's like you come back to this house that looked cleaner than the house that we had a couple hours ago. So that's a lot of the 3 levels of service that people provide, that you provide, that I might provide, right? And clearly what you want to shoot for is, do you want to be April? So you want to be April. You want to be that amazing level of service where the, people finish working with you and they're just like, whoa, like, wow, I can't, wow, you did what too? You did that too? Like, I've woken up the next morning and like walked through the house and stopped and looked back and be like, did you clean the bathroom? And she'll text me back, yes, I did. Oh, thanks. It's awesome. She doesn't have to do that. It's awesome. And that's the level of service you want to aspire to. Far too many clients I hear have actually got house sitter number 2, which was the poop in the toilet. You've given poop in the toilet service. That's not what you want. That's clearly not what you want. If you're struggling with referrals, you're saying, oh, I never get here from my old clients, and they never send me more work. A good likelihood is that your level of service wasn't up to what they expected. It wasn't solid. It wasn't knock it out of the park amazing. So they're not just brimming to tell their friends about it. And I've hit, even last year, I've hit the poop in the toilet service on one client, and it was just not good. I did not do a good job. I've hit the adequate, where I delivered the project, we delivered on time, we were good. And I've hit the outstanding, right? I have one client who has a little song that goes something, "We love you, Curtis." Oh yes, we do. So the goal is, and ultimately it'd be ideal to have that standard level of service for everyone. The goal is really to keep more and more clients getting closer to that standard level of service. And that's how you come up with processes, right? That's how you do the regular check-ins on Mondays and Fridays. I'm always telling you to do that. Why am I forgetting? So on Friday you say, this is what we did this week. This is what we'll do next week. On Monday you say, this was our plan for the week. This is our plan for the week. And I have a call on Tuesdays with clients as well. And that way they know every Tuesday they can talk to me. They can say, hey, this is the problem. These are the big things we want to launch next week. Then here's 3 things we need to get done. The rest of the stuff we can, it's not as big a deal. Make sure you're in April. Make sure you're not a poop in the toilet house sitter. Thanks for watching. Love it if you head out to iTunes, give me a review, head out to YouTube, give me a thumbs up, give me some comments. That's how people find me. If you're on Stitcher, go to Stitcher, give me a review, leave me some comments. Thanks. Have a good one.